first game on the slate is the Green Bay Packers at the Lions. The Lions are a 3-point favorite. Who you like here?
Dude, I'm definitely taking the Lions, and I'm going to take the points this time. I got them early on like at -2.5, but I'm taking the Lions, dude. I think this is going to be a redemption game. I think the Lions are just starting to really hit their stride. They're going to be coming back strong. They need this win. They got to defend their against the Packers game one.
I think every team faces adversity at some point in the season, and the Lions have already hit their adversity. The Packers
Yeah,
really haven't yet, aside from a couple injuries lately. But the Lions really hit adversity the last few weeks, and they're just now getting it back together and getting back on their swagger. This is a super personal game for the Lions as well because the first week they played at Green Bay and lost by a double-digit margin,
yeah.
and they just got whooped that first week by Green Bay. So not only are they at home now, but this is a personal game for them as well. I feel like public money is coming in pretty heavy on the Lions because the spread did go from two
Yeah.
and a half to three. But man, I can't help it. And man, I pick the Lions every week. I feel like whenever they're not a double digit favorite, I always play the Lions, and I'm not
Yeah.
going to stop now.
Right, dude. What is the money line? Like minus
Um, it says Green
154?
Bay plus 130. I'm assuming the Lions are probably like a minus 160,
Yeah,
some
it
in
says
that
yeah,
range.
minus 154 on FanDuel.
So honestly, if you want to take that straight up, I like that.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like -3 personally. I feel like that could lead into a possible push. The game is a
Yeah,
division rivalry game, so it could play close. But I would, if I have this in a parlay, but if I was playing this straight up, I would just take the money line, or I would buy a half point and get it back down to 2.5. But how you got it earlier in the week, that's
yeah.
smart sports betting because if you know that money's going to come in on a team and you get that money in early, when you get a better value for your bet, you're sitting good right now.
Best case scenario, yeah. Yeah, unless you know like a player is injured or is questionable, if you have a good feeling, try to get in early before the public money really starts to come in, especially on big favorites like the Lions, the Chiefs, Ravens, things like that.
And if this spread goes to -3.5, that could get really sticky
That
tomorrow
hook,
because
that
watch the
stupid
Lions
hook,
win by
bro.
3 points and
Yeah,
mess up spread betters on the
you already
Lions.
know that hook gets you every time, bro.
100%. So, if the spread's ever 3 or 7, for me personally, I always buy a half point just to
Just buy it
just to
down.
get that out of my system. Yeah,
On
but
FanDuel, -2.5 is at -122.
I
So
love it,
really, yeah.
love
So
it.
I mean, that's good. And you might as, like you said, money line at -154. Just play it safe.
Yeah, and if you're taking any prop bets, which I'm not really a fan of, man, Jameer Gibbs might be the best running back this season.
Dude,
That man
Gibbs is on
he's a
fire, bro.
wagon.
Yeah. Either Gibbs or Montgomery for any touchdown. I think that's easy money.
Yeah, their lines are going to be a wagon going forward.
Yeah, dude. I think, like you said, they're hitting their stride right at the perfect time of the season. If everyone can stay
100%.
healthy, the next 5 games or so, they'll be golden.
100%. Next up for Thanksgiving slate, we have the Chiefs at the Cowboys. Chiefs are 3.5 point favorites here.
So very similar thing, dude. Right? The Chiefs are kind of hitting their stride. They had some issues. I feel like they started off kind of rocky at the beginning, and sometimes they lose the teams they shouldn't lose, and then like they come back and beat the Colts, right? So it's difficult in a sense to gauge this game a little bit. I'm gonna take the Chiefs money line. But same idea. There's gonna be so much public money coming in on Thursday on the Chiefs, and for us the game's like at 2:30.
Yeah, I like the Chiefs here. I don't love it, but I like the Chiefs. I
Yeah,
feel like they're in the Cowboys, you could say the same thing, but the Chiefs are in such a desperate position right now to make the playoffs. With
yeah,
their 6 and
yeah.
5 record, the Broncos already have that division locked up,
Locked
and
up.
the Chargers are in second place right now. So the Chiefs, they're still in desperation mode, despite winning last week against the Colts. The Cowboys, I feel like they're going to be coming off an adrenaline rush, and that might hurt them in a sense because
Yeah,
they were down 21 zip
Yeah,
versus the Cowboys and or sorry versus the Eagles
where's the
and came
Eagles? Yeah.
back and had beat their division rivals. So they might be still riding that high, and I'm hoping and praying with a biased standpoint that the Chiefs take advantage and get a win here on Thanksgiving.
But the Cowboys would have to play all 4 quarters like they played that last quarter to beat the Chiefs. And I just don't know if the Cowboys really have it in them. Again, it's crazy because if you just look at the stats of Prescott, he looks great on paper. But for whatever reason, they have a hard time getting it through that red zone and making that touchdown.
Yeah, and if you're looking at the quarterback matchup here, I think obviously, all hands point to Mahomes,
Yeah.
to get the best of this matchup. And for me, the biggest X factor here is the Chiefs defense. I think they're much better than the Cowboys defense, and both offenses can put up 30 on any given week.
Yeah.
So for me, the X factor is the Chiefs defense.
Love it, dude.
So, all right, we're rolling with the Chiefs money line here.